to our good and loyal subjects, after pondering deeply the general trends of the world and the actual conditions obtaining in our empire today, we have decided to effect a settlement of the present situation by resorting to an extraordinary measure. We have ordered our government to communicate to the governments of Messiah and the Velish Colonial Republic that our empire accepts the provisions of their joint declaration, to strive for the common prosperity and happiness of all nations, as well as the security and well-being of our subjects, is the solemn obligation which has been handed down by our Archonic ancestors, and which we lay close to heart. Indeed, we declared war on Messiah and the Velish Colonial Republic out of our sincere desire to secure Siva's self-preservation and the stabilization of the Caoivish continent, it being far from our thought to either infringe upon the sovereignty of other nations or to embark upon territorial aggrandizement. But now the war has lasted for over 2 years. Despite the best that has been done by everyone, the gallant fighting of military and naval forces, the diligence and assiduity of our servants of the state, and the devoted service of our 500,000 players, the war situation has developed not necessarily to Siva's advantage, while the general trends of the world have all turned against her. Moreover, the enemy has begun to employ a new and most cruel bomb, the power of which to do damage is indeed incalculable, taking the toll of many innocent lives. Should we continue to fight, it would not only result in an ultimate collapse and obliteration of the Caoivish nation, but also it would lead to the total extinction of human civilization. Such being the case, how are we to save the millions of our subjects, or to atone ourselves before the hallowed spirits of our Archonic ancestors? This is the reason why we have ordered the acceptance of the provisions of the joint declaration of the colonial powers. We cannot but express the deepest sense of regret for our allied nation of Nickneven, who have consistently cooperated with the Empire towards the emancipation of the Caoivish continent. The thought of those officers and men, as well as others who have fallen in the fields of battle, those who died at their posts of duty, or those who met with untimely death, and all their bereaved families, pains our hearts night and day. The welfare of the wounded and the war sufferers, and of those who have lost their home and livelihood, are the objects of our profound solicitude. The hardships and sufferings to which our nation is to be subjected hereafter will be certainly great. We are keenly aware of the inmost feelings of all ye, our subjects. However, it is according to the dictate of time and fate that we have resolved to pave the way for grand peace for all the generations to come, by enduring the unendurable and suffering what is insufferable. Having been able to safeguard and maintain the structure of the Archonic state, we are always with ye, our good and loyal subjects, relying upon your sincerity and integrity. Beware most strictly of any outbursts of emotion which may endanger the needless complications, or any fraternal contention and strife which may create confidence of the world. Let the entire nation continue as one family, from generation to generation, ever firm in its faith of the imperishableness of its divine land, and mindful of its heavy burden of responsibilities, and the long road before it. Unite your total strength to be devoted to the construction for the future. Cultivate the ways of rectitudes, foster nobility of spirit, and work with resolution, so as ye may enhance the innate glory of the Archonic state, and keep pace with the progress of the world. Long live Siva, and may she finally know peace.